Good evening, fight fans. Welcome to another episode of Tough Sports TV. I'm your host, Jack Fletcher, and I'm delighted to welcome on for the second time just recently Mr. Ty Mitchell. Good evening, Ty. How are you today?
How you going, Mosh?
Yeah, not too bad at all. So you've just come back off your family holiday. You had quite a long drive back from Cornwall today.
Yeah, quick trip to Cornwall, you know what I mean? Get some fresh air in the gills, sort me out.
I noticed on your Instagram story that you were doing a little bit of surfing. How did that pan out?
All right, mate. You know what? Normally with sports, I can grasp them within half an hour. Surfing, I might need a full day at it, to be honest. It's hard work. But it's good that I enjoyed it. I needed some bigger waves. The waves weren't big enough, that's my excuse. I need some bigger waves to ride, you know what I mean?
So you're blaming the waves then, yeah?
Not big enough, do you know what I mean? I need bigger waves.
You wasn't due to come on for an interview for quite some time, but we decided to bring you on because we had one of your previous opponents come on the show a couple of days ago, Mr. Ben Croft. And the way the interview transpired, it was there was a lot of derogatory comments towards yourself, questioning your boxing ability, claims that when you guys fought each other that Ben Croft didn't have a full camp, and he strongly believes that if he had a second bite of the cherry, second time round, he believes truly that he could defeat you. I mean, I don't know if you watched that interview, but if you did, what are your initial thoughts on that?
Just Ben being Ben again, isn't he? Like, what can you do? He is what he is, isn't he? He said he never had a proper camp. He said he didn't train hard enough. Whose fault's that? You asked to fight me. I didn't ask to fight you. You rang John so much so you rang John and said, when you're with him, ring me and give him the phone. That's how the fight got made. John come to see me. There's a pull out, somewhat DP, JP, whatever that show guy pulled out. He's then come to see me and said, there's a guy that told me to ring you and I'm with him. So he rang me. I didn't even know who Ben was. Didn't know how good he was. Didn't know nothing about him. He rang me and said, are we fighting or what? I want to fight you. I said, all right, then cool, let's fight. Let's get it on if you can fight. Let's get it on. And that was that. So why is it my fault or anybody else's fault that you didn't train properly or this and that? It wouldn't have made an iota of difference whether you train properly or not. I'd have knocked you out no matter what. So
I think we might be losing the connection there again, Ty. Are you there, Ty? We're just going to have to come back out and come back in again. We've got connection problems. This is live TV, live streaming. So let's come back out. Let's go back in again because at the minute Ty's just frozen up like a Madam Tussauds waxwork. Let's go out, come back in, and see if we can bring Ty back into the interview.
I was back.
You're back. You was back. You come back as I came out. We're still on, mate. We're still on. So So just as you were.
Yeah. So basically, so it's no one else's fault that he never trained. He's got an excuse for everything. I never trained. Like, whose fault's that? You asked to fight me, so now you're saying you never trained. If you did train, you should have beat me. So you deserve a rematch. It's not even like he came and we had and he went out swinging. He ran like a little bitch around the ring. You can even see on the video. There's a video online, and I'm saying, every time I'm stepping towards him, he's stepping back, frick to death. I'm saying, let's fight. You can see me in the video saying, let's fight, let's have it. Then I'm like, come then. And he's like, come. He's like, you come. So I've come on for a jab. I'm like, let's have it. He just stunk the place out. Like, I don't understand what's in his head to think that I'm going to give him a rematch. I will never give him a rematch. He's like, Dave is an absolute idiot. So he thinks, I don't know what's wrong with him. Like, do you know what it is? I will give him a rematch on conditions. I'm not selling no tickets to nobody. I'm not asking none of my side to sell any tickets because I'm not going to rob the public and I'm not going to rob my people that come and support me money to watch me beat up an idiot like him again. So that's number one. I'm not saying it. Number two, if someone puts 10 grand up or whoever wants the fight to happen, if they give me 10 grand to fight him, I don't mind knocking him up for 10 grand. But I'm not selling one ticket. and I'll just go in and give me my money, I'll knock him out, and that's it. That's the only way it's going to happen. And I know they're not going to pay that, so it's not going to happen. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't, unless he can find the money, which we know he can't because he's broke, he ain't got no dough. So it's not going to happen, is it? He's a div. And to be fair, I tell you what, one thing I'll give him is he boxed the best time tool that's boxed in the ring. Because for that fight, I've trained hard for it. And the other fights I've looked sloppy, but I've not trained. I've tried to cut weight too quick, or I've overtrained. Whereas one thing I'll give him is he's boxed the best time into that anybody's boxed. I never got to show my full potential in the fight, how good, how sharp, and how in shape I was, because he just bitched out. And you know, I mean, he felt a bit of a power shot. I ate him on the end of a shot. I didn't even catch him flush. I just caught him on the end of a shot. Cut his nose open. He dropped on the floor, and she thought, I'm not getting up, because if he does connect, I might be in some serious trouble. Do you know what I mean? So, but one thing I'll give him is he boxed the best time Mitchell. He made a point that when he see me box in other shows, I've looked sloppy. Granted, I'll give it him. I have looked sloppy. And when I boxed in a prize fighter, the last one, I was overtrained. I trained hard for his fight, but there was only 3 weeks between that fight and the next fight. So with that fight, I didn't box well. After the first round of the very first fight, I went back to the corner. I looked at him and said, I'm shot. My legs have gone. I'm tired and I'm drained. But the difference between me and him is even on my worst day, I still knocked him out. So imagine what I'm going to do when I'm flying. Do you know what I mean? So he's just a div. Do you know what I mean? And one thing he doesn't understand is I'm a partner in Tough. So he's trying to hang around Tough and lick all the rafters and that. I'm a partner in Tough. I own part of Tough. Obviously, Simon and Robin can override my say, because obviously they're the boss men in the company. But he's trying to sneak around the edges, not knowing that I'm a partner in that and I am part of Tough. So if you think you're going to try and get some little, try and eat off me or eat off us, it's not going to happen, mate, with your little divvy attitude. You're a liar and you're not good for the sport. You're a div.
I think it's fair to say that the majority of the boxing community know that you box at a very high standard, and a lot of people have got, a lot of respect for you. To hear Ben Croft verbalising what he verbalised a couple of days ago, talking about, you're not that great a boxer, you're wild when you get up in close, and just discrediting your boxing ability. How did that make you feel, Ty?
Yeah, you could discredit my boxing ability, that's fine. It didn't make me feel no type of way. If I'm that shit, then how do you justify getting beat by me then? If I'm so shit, how shit does that make you? Do you know what I mean? That's all I say it as. He does have valid points. I do get wild sometimes when I'm up close, or when the pressure gets put on, or when I put pressure on, I can lose my form. But I still knock him out. I've still knocked him out. So he does have valid points. But then he said things like, the only reason people speak highly of me in the pro circuit is because of my dad. Most of the people that I know in the pro circuit, I've not met through my dad. So I didn't meet Tyson through my dad. I didn't meet Dillian White through my dad. I didn't meet Bellew through my dad. So Johnny Nelson I met through my dad. I'll give him that one. But the rest of them I didn't meet through my dad. And he's saying that they don't go hard in sparring and they just use me. They win me and pay me £1,000 to come and spar them. Why were they going to give away £1,000 to play tip tap, or to just for no reason? They obviously pay £1,000 a lot of money. Do you know what I mean? Just to pay someone to spar. So we're going in there for work. I go in there. We go in there. And we nobody tries to take each other out, but we don't hold back. We go in there like, do you know what I mean? I punch them, they punch me. We don't hold back. We stand and then we have a fight. Do you know what I mean? I had Lawrence Okoli message me a couple of weeks ago. He's asked me for sparring, and I've had Chisora ringing me asking me for sparring. Do you think you don't want to? For whatever they pay me comes out of their purse. So whatever they pay me, that means they get less on whatever they're going to get fired. Why are they going to give away money for silly sparring? Do you know what I mean? It doesn't. What he's saying doesn't make sense. And the fact he said about a motorbike, and then I ended up being cheap to him about it. He gave me a bit of a runaround about a motorbike. He said he had a motorbike for sale. I said, "All right, cool, I'll grab it." I'd not even set off, but I told him I had, just to make sure he wasn't playing pull a funny one. And he just kept coming with excuses. I can't get it, this and that. So all I said to him was, the worst thing was, I didn't even have the mouth of him about it. I said, you know what? I'm sick of being run around. If you want to sell it to me, you come and drop it to me. That was the last time I spoke to him. That's all I said. He said, you can drop it down and I'll buy it. I've got the cash, you can buy it. He never spoke to him again about it. Then all of a sudden, he just went on another rant, like about 2 months later, went on a rant on Facebook. He rang me after the fight, telling me, he thinks I'm world level. But then apparently he tried to tell people that I paid him to drop. So why would you think I'm world level if you took a dive? You keep contradicting yourself. Nothing he says makes sense. Then you rang me and asked me to walk you into your next fight, to your first pro fight. Oh, will you walk me in? It'll be really good. I want you to walk me out. Bro, like, make your mind up, man. He's got bipolar. And then what else did he say? He just comes out with, do you know what it is? This is exactly what it is. He idolizes me so much. He's like, he rings me all the time. I like to block him on everything. He rings me more than girl then ring me. He rings me all the time. He messages me. These men's phone messages. He idolizes me that much. He hates me. That's what it is. That's actually what it is. He loves me that much that he hates me. So he's just a weird person, and I'm sick of talking about him, to be honest. I've just come to nip it in the bud. I'm not going to fight him, so he can ring and try and ask me what he wants. I'm not going to fight him.
He did verbalise in our last chat that he does think about that loss quite a lot, and he really wants to avenge it. He also emphasised the point as well that he was due to fight John DP Shaw right up until the back end. So Ben Croft stepped in at last minute without a full training camp. Now, hypothetically, I know that you mentioned it's not going to happen, but if it did happen, and Ben Croft did have a 12-week training camp, you had a 12-week training camp as well, how can you see that fight materialising, Ty?
While we're talking about DP Shaw, that's another one. Let me just get him off my chest because he's been piping up a lot lately as well. These lot want to say stuff about me. I can only fight the people in front of me. Yeah, you can ask John Ashton and Ollie Ashton. They will verify. The only thing I've ever said to them is, get me the best person possible. The best person you think that you can find to get me to fight. Don't matter what weight they are, I will fight them. That's the only thing I've ever said to them. The only time I've not back fights is when they're not good enough. I'm saying, they're not. Do you know what I mean? I didn't know nothing about Ben. That's the reason I took the fight. I knew it was as shitty as it was. I want to talk that fight either. GP Shaw give it the absolute Barry McGuigan. I'm going to knock you. I'm going to, just like Ben has, yeah. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. And then pulled out the fight. He'd obviously agreed terms with John Ashton on the purse before the fight. So then to then try and use it as an excuse he's not getting paid enough, then we should have not accepted the fight in the first place. And even on top of that, even if I wasn't happy with the person I fight, and I'd give it the big gun, I'd still fight for free. Because how can you give it the big gun about fighting somebody and then backing out of the fight? I never backed out of a fight, so he can call me what he wants, but you backed out of the fight, not me. So you should just humble yourself, first of all. And Ben is just a div. He couldn't fight sleep. Do you know what I mean? He's not got heart. So even without training, you don't quit in a fight. You don't throw it. If you've got heart, you will go out swinging. You will stay in there and you'll have it out. And if you lose, you lose. Even if you're absolutely tired, you'll think, right, I'm knackered. I've got nothing left. I'm just going to start swinging bombs. And if he catches me, he catches me. If I catch him, I catch him. No real fighting man would ever quit in a win. We don't quit. Fighting men don't quit. It's not in our DNA. He's a quitter. If you quit once, you'll quit again. And you'll quit again. If he had a 12-week training, don't get it twisted, he had 7 weeks to train for the fight. It wasn't a last-minute pull-out at all. He pulled out at the start quite early on. So he had like 6-7 weeks to train. The fight was meant to be at 13 stone 6. I came in underweight at 12 stone 9. He came in at 14 stone something. And I still said you can fight. Don't worry about the weight. I even let you have the weight on top and let you fight. And I still knocked him out. There's nothing he could do. He couldn't beat me or anybody else that's in this next competition. Is shit. He's not even a good boxer at all.
I'm sure. I mean, we're 2 weeks on Saturday until the prize fight at O2 Victoria. We're at not long to go now, so I'm sure your focus is purely on that. All the lads in the tournament are geared up and ready to go. They're all confident in their own ability, and it's just a couple of weeks to go. You must be feeling very excited at this moment in time, Ty.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. For sure. I'm really looking forward to it. I've seen Chris Wood's interview the other day, and I think he's got maybe my confidence mixed up with disrespect towards him and other fighters. Because I believe I'm going to knock them all out, doesn't mean that I think they're no good. So I just believe that much in myself, in my power, in my ability, that I just feel like I'm better than them. That doesn't mean I disrespect him as fighters. Kevin Revell, I highly rate him as a fighter. I still knocked him out. Because I knocked him out doesn't mean I don't rate him as a fighter. And I also think if Kevin Revell was in this competition and I wasn't, he'd win it. Because Kevin Revell is a very good standard boxer. So I think that he probably took my.
I think we've got a bit of a technical issue again. and you just frozen up again. Ty, what? You're going to come in, go out, and come back in again because you're frozen at the minute. So that's not good. So let's come out. Let's come back in again. It's the live stream, guys. So this happens due to the connection. Ties in the 6 at the minute in Derby. So this does happen every now and again. Let's bring it back on. Are you there, Ty? Let's have another go. If we're not doing it by the third time, we'll come out, we'll come back in again, but we'll crack this. This is live. This is a live stream, so this can happen. Are you there, Ty? I think Ty's connection has gone, guys, so we're going to wrap it up. But I think it's fair to say that Ty's ultra motivated for the prize fighter. 5th of September, O2 Victoria Warehouse. Tune in. You can get a pay-per-view on tubpromotions.com and tubsports.tv. Early bird tickets, $9.99. If you want to get the fight a week before and look at the full price, $14.99. So strong advise you to get involved and get your ticket before the early bird runs out. It's time is definitely gone now. So we're going to wrap it up, guys, for tuning in, and we'll speak to you soon. Next up, we've got Gary Ormrod tomorrow night. Is he back in? Ty's back in. Are you there, Ty? Are you there? Ty, we're gonna. Are you there, Ty? Yeah, I can hear you. I just literally wrapped the interview up and you're back in again.
Anyway, as I was saying, it's just because I believe in myself doesn't mean I don't believe in them. Do you know what I mean? But I seen him saying, like, I've got a heart, I've got a chin, I'm going to keep coming forward. I expect that, do you know what I mean? But that doesn't win you fights. Having a good chin and a big heart and being fit doesn't win you fights. It's the art of boxing to hit and not get hit. And what they don't understand is he won't be able to hit me. When I'm sharp, I don't get hit. Like, you've seen how many fights I've had. I don't get hit. Do you know what I mean? So I'll not get hit and still line you up for a shot. That's going to be the difference. It's not, I've got a better chin, or I'm harder, or I'm going to keep coming, I've got a bigger heart. It's to do with boxing. It's a boxing. It's not a street fight. It's not, do you know what I mean? This is a boxing match. It's an art of boxing. And I just feel like I've crafted my art over the years to try and become the best boxer I can be. And I just think I'm just better than them. That's just the only thing. It's no disrespect. Do you know what I mean? I've seen him fight, and I actually did say before on the first interview, I actually said, Chris Wood looks like he's a good technical boxer. He just looks like he's too small. That's the only thing I said. So I don't know why he's taking so much disrespect. But yeah, I think he said some nice words about me yesterday. I appreciate that. That was nice of him. He's definitely going to have a big heart. Look at he's a squad. He's been on the front line. Do you know what I mean? And that takes more heart than getting in a boxing ring. Do you know what I mean? So he's not going to be bothered about putting a pair of boxing gloves on and having a fight. Do you know what I mean? When his life's been on the line. Do you know what I mean? So I expect him to definitely come for it too. I'm just looking forward to it, man. If I don't back my words, then you can just say whatever I am. I'm just saying I believe that's what I'm going to do. I train to do that, and I'm not come out with a win. I don't know why. If people hate me for that, then they hate me for that. But that's what they want to do. It's a boxing match. I can only do what I can do.
In general, Ty, over the last 10 weeks, how has your training camp gone? Has it been a great training camp? Has it been an average training camp? Has there been any issues in the camp at all?
Yeah, to be fair, it's not been the best camp. I've just not. I've had an injury. I've overtrained my parts and I fell off too much. But I'm getting back now. I'm at the point where I'm getting back to my proper self. So in the next couple of weeks, I should be flying again. But I always have shit camps here and there, and I always put it together on the night. You know what I mean? I've not sparred great at all yet. But I'm starting to feel like it's because I was just tired. I was run down. Remember, I've dropped about 2 stones. I think I dropped it a bit too quick, to be honest. But I'm feeling good now. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling energized again. And the next is it 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks? I'll be flying. Do you know what I mean? I feel good now. The training's good. I'm fit.
You mentioned on our last interview, Ty, that your sparring wasn't going too well. Do you just want to elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, just like my timing was off. I was getting caught with more shots than I normally get caught with. I was tending to like just tired. Like my legs was getting tired, and I wasn't as agile as I usually am. But that was just down to, I think, just training too much. We're not spacing out my training sessions and not relaxing enough. Like I was burning like 3,000 calories a day on some days. But I've chilled now. I've got back into the groove of things. My weight's down, and I'm happy. I'm good. I'm going to find that I'll be flying for sure. I'm looking forward to it.
And we've got Gary Ormrod on next. Now I know that you mentioned on a couple of occasions in your last interview when I posed the question, who's the one to watch, and you mentioned Gary Ormrod. You just want to elaborate on why you think that he might be a dangerous opponent in the competition, because we've not really spoke to him yet, but he's coming on next, so we're going to have a great chat with him. So just wanted your viewpoint on that, Ty.
Yeah, I don't think this is, again, no disrespect. I don't think he's a dangerous opponent. I just feel like he's the most technically sound out of the bunch that I've seen. He knows what he's doing. He's got good boxing technical ability. And from what I've seen, he just knows how to box. You know what I mean? He's not a no div. He knows what he's doing. He sets traps. He sets shots up. And he doesn't just, do you know what I mean? Just come in and just like, he knows what he's doing basically. He just looks like he knows more what he's doing, more than the rest. But then I seen a video of Chris Woodway look quite good, and Tommy Orthorn. So it's kind of they've all got potential. Do you know what I mean? I just feel like they don't understand how hard I am to hit until they're in there. Because I look easy to hit. Everybody says the same thing. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get in here, do this, and then after they're just like, you're there to hit. We throw a shot and you're not there, then you're getting counted. And I want to feel how hard I actually hit. Then we'll see. But hey, listen, I'm a human being. I can get knocked out. I could hit him full whack and he could laugh at me. Do you know what I mean? We're not going to know till the night. I just think I'll take it to levels mentally that they won't take it to. And I feel like a good thing that, is it Dean Barfield that was on yesterday?
Yeah, Dean Barfield. What a lovely, lovely guy.
Yeah, nice guy. I think one thing he said, and it's actually a slogan in our gym, hard work beats talent. That's very true. Hard work beats talent if talent doesn't work hard. So I know I'm naturally talented because I've probably done it since such a young age. I started boxing when I was 7. I've been boxing now 22 years. I've grown up doing this. But if I don't work hard, you see, it's easy to beat me is if I don't work hard. So you can if you throw 100 punches and I throw less, or you hit me with more shots than you've won. But I just think it's 3 2-minute rounds. I don't even have to train for that. You know what I mean?
Ty, you're looking confident, you're looking focused. We've not got long to go. So 5th of September, O2 Victoria Warehouse, available on pay-per-view, toughpromotions.com, toughsports.tv. Watch Ty in action, watch all the guys in action, and we'll see you next time on Tough Sports TV. Ty, thanks for your time.
Yeah, you're welcome.
We'll catch up soon and have a great evening.
Tell Bencroft he's a wanker.
Over and out. Cheers, Ty.
Mate.